Yo, Canibus.
Peace, I'm here.
Yo, give a shout out to Danny Myers. He's over here talking about you one of the most lyrical niggas that ever lyrical. What's up, bro?
I was looking at something, man. I wanted to speak to Danny real quick.
Oh, he's on the live though. He can hear you right now. You can hear him right now.
I hear you.
He sound real low to me, man. Can you turn up the gain?
Tell him I can hear him.
Could you hear him now?
Tell him I can hear him well.
Danny can hear you, but could you hear him now? Because hold on. Could you hear him now?
Leave with Charlie. I ain't gonna stay long. I ain't gonna hold you, Danny. But so Polo hit me and was like, "Yo, they bigging you up live right now." I clicked the link, came straight to you.
I appreciate it,
yeah, man. I gotta tell you, G, like, you know, for a rapper, you know, I won't say I'm a battle rapper to what you're used to nowadays, but from the old days with the, you know, the internet and all that, you know, I was in that battle rap. I had that grit. I was trying to do it, man. I was same thing with y'all trying to do. That's what I was trying to do then. And I wanted to just, you know, just show up. I wanted to show up and tell you, Danny, you know, I appreciate you for keeping that pilot light going. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no flamethrower, but it's a pilot light, and I appreciate that because, you know, what's interesting is that you could get everybody on, you know, that's listening to your show, or just everybody in the world that rap hip hop, you know what I'm saying, that flag. And, you know, when my name come up, it's like a curse word, it's like a bad word. And the narrative always get thrown into something where it's like a, I would call it a gift and a curse, right? It turns into something where it's like, I don't think that, and this also throws me for a loop because I can't, it's so hard for me to try to wrap my mind around, you know, all the battle rappers that exist today and try to figure out why is it, you know, artists, entertainers, you know, these talented brothers and sisters too, that got so much imagination and so much, you know, ingenuity with crafting these rhymes. Why is it so hard for them to make the jump to try to understand how it must have felt at that time, you know, pre-internet, before, you know, even people had a phone camera
right
in their hand where they could just record it. And like when Corrupt, you mentioned Corrupt, like when I was sitting next to Corrupt at the Music Makes Me High video shoot, and you know, he came and sat down next to me, you know what I'm saying, like by the pool, and he just started rhyming to me. And,
that's fire.
I had to defend myself, you know what I'm saying, because he didn't say really what's up or nothing. He just sat down with a little drink and a little herb in his hand, and the man just started rhyming to me. Now because, you know, I was repping Lost Boys, and you know what I loved about the vibe that LB brought to the table at the time was that we was East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, so we wasn't involved in that East Coast, West Coast war. It was still about music with us, and when Corrupt did that, you know, I had to defend it because when nobody there really could deal with him, you know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
And I had to defend it, but remember though, that was the first time I had met Corrupt in the flesh. So to watch him, you know what I'm saying, get busy like that, you know, there was, you know, I was a fan. And then at the same time, I knew that, man, Bone defended, you know, he gonna walk away, everybody gonna walk away thinking that we not sharp over here. So I defended it. And from that moment, me and him was always solid. And what I was getting at with all this, so shout out to Corrupt, you know, Gotti, man, that brother, man, we already know, right, Danny Polo, we already know. But what I was getting to was how it just rubbed me wrong when I listen to all these, you know what I'm saying, these, you know, just the battle rap conglomerate, just everybody, every male, every female, every child coming up and want to do this, and the OGs too. how they never make the jump to what it must have felt like pre-internet, you know, having to be sharp at all times, whether it was
I've been saying that shit forever.
Yo, Canibus is like one of the first niggas with a website. A first rapper with a website.
Thank you, Polo, but let's get off the internet stuff. Let's just talk about the raw, like what it must be like for y'all now, right? Like what it's like for y'all now. It was the same thing then. It's just that there was nobody recording, right? So what I was getting to was
Right.
these folks, they can't make the jump to see that there was times when I had to defend it. When there was nothing, it's the same thing you was talking about, Danny, when it's just you and that man going, no, that's it. There was so many moments like that. If those were available, it would increase just the just that idea that
Right.
there was a time when that Canibus, I separated because I'm not Canibus right now talking. I know you might, that's what you hear, but really I'm GW talking. And I'm just saying to you that there was a time when that Canibus brand, it forced everybody to, the reason you saying what you're saying now, Danny, that was because that Canibus brand forced people to have to either accept it or go ahead and step to it, try to do something with it. And if you remember, in Polo, if there was something that they could have did about it, they would have did.
Facts.
You heard stories where it's like, look, man, he got, later on in my music career, some of the things that happen, some of the things that they highlight, that they keep on instant replay, it's like, okay, well, if I took half a dozen L's, right? How many moments was there where the Canibus brand like came out, you know what I'm saying, like with dog armor, bruised and battered, but still, walked up out of there. It's a whole lot. And I'm calling in, Danny, because I want to send a salute to you and somebody I never met before, right? I seen you get busy a couple times, and at the same time, never really knowing that you had any kind of allegiance to what I was repping back then. And I appreciate you, man. Because really what these folks don't get is one day they're gonna get older, they're gonna get out of their peak zone. And when they're out of their peak zone, now you open to the same things that you thought maybe was impossible. You feel me? Like the one MC from my era that I say is sharp with it, to the point where it's just lethal, is Cassidy, right? And when I build with Cassidy, even, as recent as New Year's, Cassidy will still quote my rhymes to me. And it make me feel like, what? I guess there's times when it was worth it, It's just that if it wasn't for folks like you, Danny, Cassidy, Polo, Marco Polo, Mr. Valdez, if it wasn't for folks like y'all, that pilot light, it wouldn't have been worth it. You feel me? So I got to respond to things that, and also too, to put the battery in your back to let you know that at one point, your moral compass is intact, your integrity is there. Without you, hip-hop is going falter in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? Because folks, they don't have to do it. Everybody got free will, but people with so much imagination and so much, just the genius of crafting their rhymes the way that they do, for them not to be able to make that jump of what it must have been like, even with just the whole industry on my back, like, X, God rest in paradise to X. You got to understand, me and X at that time, there was bounties on our head with this music, and there wasn't a cipher, I don't think, ever at that time that I walked away from. We talking about the New Eurekan Cafe down with the Plague and you know, down there by Grace Papayas, and the amount of MCs, like rest in peace to Pumpkinhead, he used to be out there. And I mean, I'm talking Prince used to be out there, Killer Proof. There was so many MCs that I've encountered out there in the field, you know, and at all times, man, like we was always, all of us, everybody had to hold their own. It wasn't like now where, you know, you got a following that, you know, that will argue for you in the comment section. Back then, there was no comment section. You know, it was the judgment was immediate and swift, and there was finality to it. Meaning, if you was whack today, you gonna be whack tomorrow. You know, and the day after that, and the day after that. So back then, it really was it was something that was to really be, it was memories to behold in terms of looking around at a crowd that don't know who you are, you know, ain't got no reason to feel you, you know, ain't none of us had deals. So it wasn't about trying to get no deal. It was just about, you know, showing your mettle. And
right.
And back then it was important that you were what you ended up coming to snuff with. That's what you didn't have no following, right? So that's all, man. I wanted to go ahead and cap that off and just just pretty much give it up to you, Danny, because I would have just left it all alone if I came up there. You got folks hit up in there. They said names. They mentioned names that I got to be honest with you. Some of them names that the comment section was saying. Listen, when I was out running around, and my people's too, I wasn't running around with 40, 50 dudes, man. You feel me? Like my team was thin. You know, the double action 45s. They standing beside me from the left and the right, and I'm moving. And so it was back then, it was a situation where, you know, I was defending it. You know, that Canibus brand, it mattered. You heard about it because there was something to it. And the names that mentioned in the comment section, I mean, not to kick no dirt on none of them, they all great. It's just that how you gonna mention a brand name with other greats and then step over, you know, one of them that's like, you know, I'm still here. I still got your memories. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's under oath. A lot of niggas gonna have to admit what it was like standing around me and trying to rhyme next to me, man. They have to admit it under oath. But
that's right.
It with a lot. You know, I gotta eat that. You know what I'm saying? I can't really, you know, there's nothing to say really, but I got to give it up to you though, Danny, because Polo hit me. He was like, he on, and that's another thing to my integrity. And listen, when I got out of my prime and I was way off my peak zone, I still got in there with y'all and tried to chop it up. How about that?
Yeah, salute. Hey, tell them salute.
When did one of them ever come down to the square? You feel me? Like a lot of them names, like mention all them names you want. Which one of them came down to the square? I'm not kicking no dirt. I'm saying to you that, you know, let's talk in absolutes. You know, if you want to say, okay, well, this guy this and he was when did they ever even attempt to come down to the square? So that should tell you brand. And you know what? He didn't take nothing down. And he really did approach every single battle. You know, he approached it. And this was out of the love for the art form now. This is not in no disrespect to the artists themselves. I'm talking about the art form of rap. Man, I had a red phone just like right now. Guess what? 50 years old, look, calling you on the live, right? You told Miss Beautiful Miss Queen B, you was like, look, I'ma holler at you, but get up out of there, cause she didn't really know what Canibus was doing. She like, oh, see the name she naming. It was the other names, the names
the other names. Yeah, the other names. Yo, hey, tell him I said
he can hear
thank you for pulling up. Yeah, thank you. This legendary moment just for you to even call up. You know, you're such a huge influence on the entire culture, especially myself. You know, one of the best ever. A whole legion of half decent MCs will get released when they spit 100 bars for their freedom. See, I'm much too nice to compete with, too nice to flow over beats with, too nice to hold the MIC with. Yo, shout out to fucking Canibus, man. Shout out to you for pull over, get them on here. But again, I told niggas, Canibus was untouchable from that 97 to 2000 season. Nobody on the planet was better. And the only other name I mentioned was Corrupt. And again, we could talk about Nas and Jay-Z and Big L. But yeah, but as far as like the most ferocious, it was Canibus. No bullshit, no lie. And I'm standing on that. Matter of fact, I'm about to go on the Instagram Live and debate my man K Walker about that in a second, if y'all want to join my Instagram Live. But thank you for pulling up.
I wanted really more than anything. I wanted to salute you. And I also wanted to, go ahead and let it be known that, listen, y'all, don't be mad at Danny and the little hatred you got for the brand, that Canibus brand. Don't take it out on Danny. Danny is building with y'all about something that when he was sitting down to write, it was an energy that transferred to him from all the work that was put in. On my side of the fence, and Danny is compelled to just follow that compass, right? And don't start to go try to get at Danny over that, man, because I know he can hold his own. But the whole thing is, that's what's missing in hip hop today, where people just get so carried away, not realizing it's one hip hop flag. It's only one. And that battle rap is also a star on that hip hop flag. And what y'all doing without even knowing it is y'all go ahead, y'all clearing the way for AI to come and take it from all of you. And that's something that if you don't get it together, y'all don't start holding hands and y'all start, just handing out a little bit of love to each station, right? Because every MC is a station. And if you don't start handing it out to each station, like go ahead and get them rations to each station, y'all gonna lose it all. And guess what? I'ma still be here looking at you like, wow, it's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? So I want to send a salute to Danny Myers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and do them station IDs for him, them drops. You know what I'm saying? Because he earned it in my eyes. And guess what? Like, no matter what is said, no matter what is thought, the truth was, I got a call on the red phone, say he up here bigging you up. I clicked the link, I went there. Whether I like what I was hearing or not, it was more so a feeling, a frequency, an energy, and I was attracted to it. That's how this happened. So if y'all want to know, like, an example of real hip hop and real battle rap is, y'all just witnessed it. Right? It'd be a lot of brothers that might not have felt compelled to reach out and say, yo, Danny, man, go ahead and listen to me, man. What you're doing is well received, it's needed, and I thank you for that, brother.
Yo, Canibus, can I ask you one thing, Canibus? One thing. Yo, people want to know what you was thinking when you said this, right? Yo, I speak his frequencies, dogs that had trouble hearing. Canibus, the lyrical version of German engineering. Raw metaphors keep you high for months. Flew around the world twice without refueling once. Ain't too many categories I can spit it. Ain't too many categories I can fit in when it comes to spitting. Cause I'm overqualified for the position. The laser god and lyrical hybrid. Creating scripts so sick. I got an arm wrestle my pen to write it. Don't get excited. If I ever get one of you wannabes biting, we gonna be fist fighting. So motherfucker, what you want? I got the shotgun pump. You feel like a frog nigga, then jump. I possess the lyrical ammo, the battle, and rip any one of you warm-blooded mammals to shambles. I'm making samples of you and my front of your crew, the type of MC you can't outdo. Battle you on the net, I battle you in the flesh, I battle you over the phone. You can call me collect. I battle you for the respect. I battle you over blank check. I battle you with a gun in my neck. I battle you slipping over the toilet with my dick out. Battle you juggling hand grenade with the pin out. In the story car with the VIN number ripped out. Drinking the Guinness stout, doing the 360 spin out. Pumping on the marijuana. You understand where I'm coming from? You number one, then I'm negative two. Basically, nigga, that mean I'm still better than you. It's mathematics, the verbal mechanics of rhyming. Behold, I crush a piece of coal and create a diamond. On the microphone, I'm sicker than those who acquired immune deficiency syndrome. And every word I utter for hip-hop lovers will reflect like two mirrors facing each other. The batter. And let me break the style down so you don't have to wonder. I walk the B-lock with the G-lock, trying to get the DR ops on the CIs, blow spots, capsize boats, shipwreck yachts, headshots, hit you with 300 nautical knots. You call it a cop, complain about the hip hop, getting Benjamins like the LI. You don't stop. Put away your burners, you can't serve us. My whole camp is allergic to being murdered. Metaphors is proof I got more than just a couple loose screws. Latinos call me the Black Jesus. So for all that believe in telekinesis and Jesus, I touch a paraplegic and heal them.
Man, listen, dog. Dog, listen, dog. I sound like clean paper.
You don't remember the rhymes no more, right? So you gotta understand what it feels like to hear somebody saying something back to you that you can't even remember to say.
You don't remember writing this shit?
Of course I remember writing it.
Where you was at, Canibus? Like, cause this is the super, this is one of the most classic freestyles I ever heard in my life. Ever. And it changed the game. What you did, where you wrote this?
Yeah, so the thing, and I get into that on like another show or something. What you gotta understand about all that is that I did it for y'all. That rhyme was written to impress y'all. The rhyme was written to show off for y'all. It was done. It was so selfless when it was done. Just like most of the lyrics that was done, it was always done to impress y'all. And so to hear it back when I couldn't even quote it, I ain't got the memory cell to remember that. It would have bowed in my head probably. You know what I'm saying? The truth about it is, it's a pilot light that y'all, and even you doing this right now, I know it's probably some folks, they listen to it and they mad. They don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? They want you to shut up, you know? And so I got to tell you that, knowing that what comes from when you say my name, it's like a curse word, and brothers just be ready to, you know, get up out of here. They don't want to hear from you. They don't want to listen to you. I gotta tell you that it means so much that y'all would go ahead and, you know, be tarred and feathered mentioning my name. And I want to thank y'all for doing that. You know, even though I'm calling so that you know that, look, I appreciate it, man. But don't go ahead and get no enemies out there for mentioning my name, because
listen, I'll fight them all. Look, tell them all to show up.
Danny Myers, you know, even Queen B, she didn't really know, you know, how I was back then. But I also wanted to speak to some of the folks out there that's, you know, they in battle rap. You know, they either elite or they trying to get there. And just say to them, like, look, if it's stuff for you to pick up on the next artist, the artist that came before you, came and left before you, you know, go ahead and listen to it as if it's one flag. Because at the end of the day, you know, we made it for each other. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna feel when you out of your peak zone, when you ain't in your prime no more. It's gonna feel like I put in on this. And the most, you know, the most moving experience that an artist post-prime and post-peak could feel is knowing that their contribution is appreciated. And so I'm saying this,
never forgotten.
I know that a lot of y'all ain't there yet. So you just can't even, you know, you even right now, you listening to this with a scowl. It's okay, because one day you will get there. But for those that can see, you know what I'm saying, through the knowledge and what you're hearing right now, this frequency, you know, chances are that you're gonna continue to add to the brick and mortar that we all put down. Danny Myers too, Marco Polo, you know, the other MC, Jim P, Jim B. Dot.
Yeah, Jim B. Dot.
Everybody that's putting down, you know, go ahead and carve your name in that brick and mortar, and put love into it, and you get love out. Because I gotta tell you, like, I'm getting love out right now, and I wanted to call in, you know, just to let so you can see, Danny, that it's a red phone, and I answered the call. So how can a brother like that be fake? You feel me? That's really what it.
No, that's super real. No, that's super real. I super appreciate you, man. It's a legendary moment for me. Yeah. I just got the energy back, man. I just got the energy back. So to have Canibus himself, man, you know, I've been talking about you this whole week. Defending you when people was trying to act like you wasn't him, and I'm like, look, he's him. And then you know, my man Polo get you on the live. That's amazing.
And Danny, could it be any other way, man? Like, look, Polo done said the whole verse. I can't even remember it no more. You was sitting up there quoting, right? And the words that you said out your own mouth. So how can it be any other way? Why wouldn't I call in? You hear me?
Oh,
so
thank you, man. Thank you.
I need you to know that frequency, while we all picked up the pen to begin with, it is real. It's real. But we gotta treat it like it's real. And if you behave as though it's something where it's like, you know, like, cause everybody going for the crown, right? I got a saying called a bald head for a cold crown. Cause when the prince is young, you know, he can't go nowhere without wearing his crown. You know, his mama, his papa gonna tell him, where your crown at? He can't sit around the table. He can't go outside. He can't do nothing without the crown because they're trying to train him to always have his crown on. So,
right.
So as he grows and his hair ain't fluffy no more and he starts to get bald and it's winter time and it's below zero and somebody try to put that cold crown on his head, he gonna maybe send him to the guillotines or send him to the tower. You know, put an iron mask on him. Why? Because he don't need the crown no more. He know who he is. He don't need to wear that cold ass crown.
That's the bar.
It's where everybody who, you know, put into this art form, you know, and look, respect the art form, and you're gonna get that back. You're gonna be able to one day when you're not in your peak no more, you're not in your prime. You're gonna be able to, you know, just be chilling. You're doing something else, and bang, phone gonna ring. Be like, yo, they talking about you, and then you can go ahead and pay it forward and do the same thing. Because see, a lot of them names you mentioned, you know, and a lot of the brothers that's gone, and a lot of the names you mentioned, you know, and like I said, man, I love them all. I love hip hop. There's nothing, you know, I'm not in love with it no more, but I love it. And the bottom line is, a lot of folks can't say that. They don't have that. They don't have nobody saying their name, thinking that man really gonna show up. They don't have that. Because why? They probably won't show up. And then what that does is that have brothers like you, Danny, and brothers like you, Polo, thinking like, damn, man, well, what are we doing? We dick riding. No, you're not dick riding. It's a real frequency. It's a real energy, but you gotta believe in it, right? The same way that I believe. And even though there comes a lot of days when I don't believe in it no more, y'all keep that pilot light going. And I want to thank you for that, brother. It's a wholesome salute to you, you know, and your entire
Appreciate
team.
It.
I want to see you, you know, I want to see you increase, you know, increase your diligence, you know, everything you're doing, your base, your fan base, everything. So please don't be talking no cannabis stuff no more, because they're gonna hate you for it. And they're gonna break you down, right? Just do you and chill it. You heard? And I love you, brother, and I appreciate y'all more than you could ever know. All right, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I'm sorry for being so long-winded and all that.
Nah, hey, man, listen, you're Canibus, bro. You can be on here 4 hours if you want to.
I'm the illest lyricist in America.